Hey everyone, Kyle here from Poseidon's Pets. So what I'm going to be doing for you today is I'm going to optimize my sponge filters so they're quieter and they increase the flow in the tank to allow for more oxygen exchange. So sponge filters are by far my favorite filter. The reason for that is you can run a whole rack of tanks off of one pump. So technically I have two pumps on here, but that's besides the point. So you can run a whole rack with one pump. You just have to run multiple airlines. So sponge filters are great for that. The only thing is, if you hear them, the bubbling is kind of loud, and I like a lot of oxygen exchange in my shrimp tanks because it helps them out a lot. And to do that, I have to have my pumps all the way up, turned to the highest flow, and right now I've got them dialed down a little bit just to make it a little bit quieter. My shrimp rack is in my kitchen, which is off in the living room, so we try to make it quiet, but it's still pretty noisy. So with this hack, it's gonna make it a lot quieter, which I'm definitely gonna enjoy, and so is my wife. I'm gonna take some PVC, drill some holes, make it a lot quieter and allow for more of that airflow. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So first thing you wanna do is take your 3/4 inch PVC pipe, cut it into 5-inch pieces. So just like this. And then the other thing you're gonna need is just an elbow. So you need a 90-degree elbow, fits on just like that. Once you got your PVC parts, I like the Bacto Surge sponge filters. The only thing with these guys is these holes get plugged up. So if you feed powder foods in your shrimp tanks, I've got to do this about once a week. I got to take this apart, got to blow out all those holes, make sure that, you know, there's no gunk in there. What I found was, take your drill, make the holes a little bigger. Now this is going to prevent any clogging because you've made those holes a lot bigger. The other thing I do too is I make additional holes. So I add about 3 holes right there, so you can see that. Doing this allows for more airflow, so you don't have to clean it out as much. Now this was just an extra sponge filter I had laying around, but I wanted to use it to give you guys an idea. So once you got your sponge filter back together, ready to go into the tank, real simple. This slides right over the top. So it slides right over the top, then you put your elbow on. Now what that's gonna do, that's gonna direct that airflow out across the surface. That's gonna increase the oxygen exchange and quiet this because we've kind of muffled those bubbles. So I'm gonna show you how loud my system is, and then I'm gonna go ahead and install this on every single sponge filter in this rack, so that way you can see how quiet it is afterwards. One important step though is, what I did was I just rinsed these really well and then I soaked them overnight just to make sure that there's nothing on there. All right, got the first 2 in. Minor problem. They're just a little too low or a little too high. So I just got to cut that pipe a little bit to get it more equal with that water level. And I know they need to be topped off. So I think I'm gonna do that real quick first before I adjust it. But if you saw, I had to be so careful with this tank because there's just so many shrimp, so many babies in this tank that trying to put the sponge filter back down, I was afraid I was gonna smash them. So I was trying to be super gentle when I put that sponge back in there. All right, did a little bit of experimenting with the height and topping off the water, and that 5 inches is good. You just want to make sure that you keep it right at that water level, because you go too deep and it starts to bubble too much, go too high, and it makes a lot of noise. So you can actually just pull these up to adjust the height if you want, and then you can push them back down. The moment of truth. So you can see how much surface agitation there is now. That's creating a good current. So that current's gonna allow for that water to flow back into the sponge filter to clean it. Now this tank looks pretty gross, pretty dirty, because I'm in the middle of swapping it out. So I'm trying to catch all the shrimp that are in here, and there's some babies in there that are being difficult. Oh, look at that. And it does sound a little quieter. I think with some fine tuning, adjusting the pipes, maybe throwing some air stones in there, I think with some fine tuning I can make this even quieter. The only thing is I'm gonna have to replace all this tubing because now it's really tight. So I didn't give myself a lot of extra room if I wanted to change things in these tanks. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and swap all those out. I'm not gonna do that today, but definitely excited about how this turned out and how they're performing so far. Now the question is, are the shrimp happy? Oh no, they're not happy. The tank's all destroyed. It's all destroyed. There's mold flying everywhere. There's so many babies in this tank though. There we go. Got everything back in order. Shrimp are all nice and happy now. Tank's super clean. You know, they don't look too bad. It's a little bit of an eyesore, but if you know me, I'm here for the functionality, not the aesthetics. I'm definitely a utilitarian fish keeper, as I like to say. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video helped you. And if this is your first time to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps you out a lot, so that way you get notified of all my future content, and you know, you won't miss out on videos like this to where I show you how to improve your fish tanks and help your shrimp, help your fish, whatever it may be. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. And if you love me, you love my fish, you love my videos, hit that subscribe button. So thanks again for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.